Let's return to the stories. The next story is this one. You know, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, the FCCPC, is Nigeria's top consumer protection and competition regulator. It has an all-embracing mandate to regulate competition and consumer protection across all sectors of the economy. In a matter brought before Justice F.N. Ogazi by Emeka Ndoba, a lawyer and also an MTN shareholder who sought to halt the FCCPC's investigation into MTN Nigeria, the Federal High Court in Lagos affirmed the statutory mandate of the Commission. Because so the FCCPC is performing a function.
Yes.
But people hardly hear and know about it. I remember the last time was when it ordered the telcos to to not increase tariff. You remember, and ordered them to give a 1-month subscription.
Before then they were even involved in the food pricing and things.
Yes, they've even been going to the markets, trying to
and all that.
move against unfair practices and all that.
Oh yeah,
I think under the current leadership, Tunji Bello, we are now hearing a lot more about the FCCPC.
Yeah.
Things that were ignored, overlooked these days, they are showing more than a passing interest. Remember when they locked up a Chinese superstore the other day.
Yeah.
They also locked up Sahad stores because of price tags, inconsistent price tags and all that. So I think they are trying their best to justify why they've been given that mandate. This story, this issue arose from an MTN shareholder who took the FCCPC to court, trying to halt his investigations into MTN Nigeria. I remember that the FCCPC came up with some companies that were treating consumers unfairly.
Yeah.
They mentioned Airpeace, MTN, and some of them, So now the court ruled that because the argument of the MTN shareholder who took FCCPC to court was that it should be NCC that should have exclusive regulatory authority on the MTN. So his argument was that if the FCCPC was allowed to continue to exercise regulatory authority and even investigating it, that it could compromise customers' data and all that. But the judge said no, that the FCCPC has the power, has the mandate by law to do the job that is assigned across all sectors.
Yeah.
To protect consumers' rights, to guide against unfair practices by Nigerian enterprises and all that. And that NCC does not have exclusive regulatory mandate over the telecommunications companies.
Yeah.
So I think the point is settled that, yes, the law also permits the FCCPC to collaborate with other regulators within the economy when it wants to do...
Essentially to protect the consumer.
Yes, if the goal is to protect the consumer, they can work with other regulators, but that you cannot say they do not have the power to question your fair business practices, to question the ill treatment of consumers, to by your company, to question you on account of not fulfilling your obligation to your customers. Look at the airline business, for example. Look at the way they treat us.
Yes.
You are supposed to fly at 8 o'clock, sometimes you may not fly until as late as even 3 p.m.
And nobody talks
and nobody
to you.
will say, sorry,
Talks
this
to
is
you.
what happened. They will not even communicate. So we've been pushing that the FCCPC as the agency of government that has the mandate to protect the rights of consumers should be able to do something about it, what is going on in that sector.
Because it is covered so to do.
Yes, it has the power. This is what this judge affirmed, that it is an economy-wide mandate that it has. It's an economy-wide mandate. It's not like, oh, it must not go into this sector, it must not go. No. So, and that in doing that, it can collaborate, but it has the mandate to do it. I think this is good victory for Tunji Bello and his team, because remember when they went to the airport the other day to try to trying to remember what happened, and the minister said no, they have no right to come here, that he was surprised that they just came. Of course, you cannot say that it's NC that what they tried to do, that was NCA that should have done it.
Yeah.
I think this case puts that kind of argument to rest.
Yeah.
Because if you are saying, oh, what they came to do, they didn't inform anybody, they just descended on the aviation sector to play a role already meant for the NCAA. What this judgment has affirmed is that if we were found in that kind of situation again, what this judgment has affirmed is that while the NCAA has the mandate to regulate the aviation sector and its players, the FCCPC also has that mandate.
Can seek redress.
The NCC has that mandate of regulation as well.
Okay.
Yes, because
regulation and protecting the rights
of consumers.
NCAA does that. I've seen NCAA even punish airlines and all that. But this judgment is saying that FCCPC, as the agency mandated to protect consumer rights countrywide, is permitted to play that role, whether in the aviation sector or the agri sector, any sector for that matter.
Because the reason is this.
Mayor, now what I was going to ask, are you missing the NOA, National Orientation? You know, we need a town crier kind of thing, because many Nigerians, millions of Nigerians don't know.
Yes, I agree.
If you understand
I agree. I agree that, you see, the National Orientation Agency, I think they've woken up recently. I see that they've been doing some things.
Yes.
But you know, there's a lot of things involved, funding and all that. But I think they are doing better than what we used to see, much better than that. But basically, to corroborate what I said is that there are agencies, there are regulatory agencies. For example, in the telecom sector is NCC and NCA in the aviation sector. But in all these sectors,
CBN
there are
banking sector.
CBN is the banking sector.
Yeah.
But in all these sectors, there are consumers. In all these sectors.
Okay.
And when there are consumers, their rights, the agency that have the power to protect their rights is
the FCCPC.
FCC. So by virtue of that, they have the right to do the same kind of things that people were doing, all these agencies are doing in their sector. They can also go there and protect the rights of individuals. They share that same rights with all the agencies.
Yeah.
Because it is they are the ones mandated to protect the rights of consumers. So they also have the right to regulate in every agency or to investigate or get involved in any sector.
Otherwise, since Nigerians have developed this penchant of leaving things for God,
no, we won't leave this for God. Because there's an agency now. There's an agency that, you see, because any agency, the effectiveness of any agency depends on who drives that agency, the head of that agency. We've not heard about this agency for a long time because there have been people there, but we don't get to hear what they do. But there's a new person, a forward-looking person. Tunji Bello is somebody that we've known since when he was commissioner in Lagos. So, you know, no matter how obscure you think an agency is, a good leader will be able to bring it to the fore and make it effective.
Yeah.
You know, that is what he is doing. Because a lot of things that they should have done that they were not doing, that is why people do not even know that there's an agency to protect their rights. Yes. So, and he's doing that now.
And you know, even when they went to Osun State to speak with those women, I said, look, you don't have to be doing some of the unfair practices that you've been used to. You know, those women said, look, we arbitrarily increase food prices sometimes because the leaders of our union will tell us that, okay, all of us, let's sell
at this price.
At this price. And if you fail to do it,
you'll be sanctioned.
You'll be sanctioned. They'll punish you. They told the FCCPC people. And they are saying, no, these practices are not good. You have to bear the consumer in mind. People deliberately hoarding to drive up prices.
Oh, yeah.
These are the things making life unbearable for Nigerians. And I think that the FCCPC has a lot to do.
Okay.
You know, to ensure that our people are not at the receiving end of greedy business people, greedy middlemen
who indulge in sharp practices and so on.
Driving up prices needlessly. I mean, prices should be determined by
market forces.
But a situation in which you deliberately create scarcity and then you form all kinds of unions where you give directive that they should go and sell, you know, at arbitrary prices that you have set. I don't think it makes sense. So I'm happy that this judgment, this landmark judgment has come, and it will guide every one of us, you know, as we move on.
All right, so we talk about the way forward. Let the debate continue in that regard.